It's difficult to describe the experience of being a black father through the sharp lens of logic or the language of statistics. How do you quantify the feeling of raising children with every bit of love your battered heart can muster, while knowing that no matter how many times you kiss them and promise them everything will be okay, they are still 7 times more likely to be incarcerated than if they had been born to all white parents? My oldest is 8 and obsessed with rocks and bones. He dreams of being so many things when he grows up. I tell him that since the day he was born, he has always been everything I have needed him to be. To which he smiles and continues chatting me up about his most recent geological discovery. I laugh and wonder, will my eyes lie as easily as my smile when I explain that he is almost 4 times more likely to get suspended from school than if he had been born with the skin of a lighter hue? How do you temper a soul born on fire? Ask him not to shine so brightly. My youngest son isn't 24 months, and yet stories of his impatience with anybody doing anything for him that he can do for himself are already the stuff of daycare legend. Can you imagine my eyes scouring the ceiling one day searching for the right combination of BS to explain why 4 out of 10 Americans have witnessed racism in the workplace? That whatever incident he just went through, while unfortunate, isn't surprising and probably won't be isolated. When I think about the future of work, I think of every parent of a child born with an identity that acts simultaneously as a partial determinant to success in this country. I think about how quickly pure love can transmogrify to gut-clenching fear at the thought of your child finding out that monsters are real and some wear suits and willfully misuse the magic of their privilege. I think about folks growing up with differing abilities, praying their first workplace won't be an obstacle course of unfulfilled promises. I think of a parent trying to counsel their trans child, explaining how in most states in this country in 2021, their identity still isn't protected by law. I think about how I don't have enough time or breath to turn every statistic into poetry, and how that must feel like another betrayal for some unnamed group again, not making the list of matters enough to mention. But then I realize that instead of the world I see, I can offer you the image of a world worth marching for, an image that might bring you inspiration in the wake of a seemingly insurmountable task. In the world I dream, my children will know the word work as synonymous with purpose, worker with human. Company evaluations will be determined by how much the bottom line serves the greater good. Shareholders will have to abide by the first rule of sharing that we all learned in preschool, that sharing is caring, and that you should not hold stake in a business that affects a community or people you have never interacted with. Any title with HR in it will have to be said without abbreviations, so it is never again forgotten that we are managing the relations of humans. And while we're at it, every title with the word manager in it will be changed to server. Because if your leadership isn't in service of something greater than yourself, then what do we need you for? In the world I dream, there are no more boxes to check because we no longer follow the punitive practice of putting other humans into boxes. We heal the hurt, break cycles of generational trauma. The title care worker is seen as the badge of honor it has always been. Any person that takes care of another person will only ever know a feeling of appreciation. They will have the same health care as those in their care and the same protection from discrimination and harassment that everyone else enjoys. And I mean everyone. The law will simply read that no person can be discriminated against for any reason. If you're still with me at this point, if you can see some small glimmer of this dream coming to fruition, then I need you to keep fighting, to keep marching, to invite all the stakeholders to the table to listen. to seek to understand before being understood, to consider the possibility that just because it isn't broken for you doesn't mean it isn't broken for far too many people, to continue to war with that voice in your head that says, why even try? We need you. My boys need you. Every parent experiencing that purest love and then that gut clenching fear needs you. Please take care. The road ahead is long and fraught with many disappointments and distractions, but know that either in this lifetime or the next, more joy will come of this.